Alright, this is our video for today. It's on the Honda Squash here. I'm trying to do research on this morning. Extremely difficult. Spent about an hour and a half having a look around what I could see. Very limited information on it because it's just probably so rare and so unusual. Japanese domestic market only, of course. I would only presume it's something similar to a motor combo, but the motor combo is far more common than this Honda Squash here. Originally sold in Japan for around 100,000 yen. I'll put up on the screen what that is converted to now, but remember that this was released in 1981. So they went from 1981 to 1985 or 86. It's dependent on where you look now, whether they ended in 85 or in 86. This particular bike was a one-owner bike. We know the full story of it behind in Japan. It was owned by an Irishman who lived in Japan for about 20 years. He then came back to the UK and then subsequently brought it from the UK back to Ireland, and then we bought it off him. 49cc two-stroke motorcycle capable of about 55-60 kilometers an hour. It only weighs about 48 kilos, so if you look on the side here you have handles, and it's as you can see very easy to lift. You can put it in the back of a camper on your own. Electric start and kickstart as well. So what I'm going to do, because it is lockdown, I'm not going to be allowed to venture outside of the estate here. So I'm just going to go around the estate, a little drive, probably a minute or so. Get off it, get the phone out, have a little look at more of the little inside quirks of these little bikes, and then get back on it and ride it back. And that'll be it for the video. But something a little bit interesting, I think what is interesting is that they fitted it with electric start. That's the indicator going off there. So as you can see, it starts up straight away. Have done a little Cerberus on her, and 50 kilometers an hour seems a lot faster when you're on these little, what must be 10-inch wheels, and people will look at you when you're on this. So you'll see that we'll get up to speed now. It'll kind of kick in the higher RPMs up to 50 kilometers an hour, as we're doing now. We're going to turn in right here. It's only going to be a short thing, as I said. We still are on lockdown, so there's only a limited amount that we can do. I shouldn't really be out doing this anyway, so I'm trying to respect the government incentives as much as I physically can. This is my one outing for the day, as they are allowing you, and I'm not going outside the 2 kilometer range here also, so all of that will be respected in this video. So a little yellow bike. I believe that they did come in red as well. This is the original paint for this bike, in this bright yellow. But as you can see, it's really nice little nippy bike in and out of town. When we saw it come up for well, it didn't go up for sale, we just had an inkling to one of the person who owned it, who was looking to sell as he was moving to the UAE, United Arab Emirates, for those who don't know that. And again, I'm just going to turn right here again. Have a look. This will make these happy. Or not. I think little things like this these days would make people a little smile on their face. But yeah, no, once we saw it go up and we had the chance and opportunity to purchase the bike, we just had to. They are extremely difficult. I'm sure many of you, this will be the first notion that you'll ever have heard of a squash. Perfectly capable though. Like even when I was looking up on YouTube to see videos of them, you only see ones that are in Japan of 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Not really talking about it. I did try find as much information about it as I can. I know that the bike is 3 horsepower in total, so it's actually not too bad for how light it is. It is only 49 kilos, well 48 to 49 kilos. It's probably about a meter long, so it's not within social distancing tolerances. although 2 meters long will be a very, very long bike. We're just going to come up to the end of our first ride along bit here. I'll pull in right, and we'll get the phone out and we'll have a look at her. Okay, and after a nice little trip, we're now on a little overview of the Honda Squash. I think if you've seen earlier, I put up pictures of the bike on the Facebook and Instagram page. So if you do want to see it in a little bit more up close detail, and that will be there. So as I said, 3 horsepower from the 49cc 2-stroke engine, most of it coming up in the high end, no low down power as you would presume. I can't imagine them being more than 10-inch wheels here. Let me have a look. They are 8-inch wheels, sorry, 8-inch wheels on her. She's in very, very nice nick, all things considering. I mean, even if you wanted to have it fully resprayed, I mean, this is all just plastics, and it would probably cost you €150 to get the whole thing redone. Anyways, it's the original Honda Squash seat as well. This one's only done 959 kilometers. You do have some nice little quirks on her here with the Japanese electric start and the characters for the lights here, and same on the left hand side, horn and brakes front and back. What I like here as well is the fuel. Turn on the fuel, that all cap is still all here. Look how small everything is, it's just so tiny. And the thing to know about these is that they're not making these type of things anymore at all. Even, you know, the manufacturers, Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, Kawasaki, they're just not, it's not feasible for them to do this anymore. It's not profitable in any way. If they are to make a bike, it's now for the mass market, or if it's not for the mass market, it's something extremely high end, and so price dictates that as well. One single little key here, I think I would have shown in the pictures as well. See, very nice, it's the original Honda key, or original Japanese key, I believe, Kuki, so it is Japanese anyway. Apart from that, underneath then, you'll see I have a nice little fuel gauge, and that's where your fuel goes in. Battery's back there, a little tiny battery in it, but it does have electric start. It's just quite amazing. Go on to the front here. You can see the lights, just so typical Japanese for the 80s. There's our little tax disc. Really, really nice. And we have our radical mirrors, made in Japan, so the quality stuff, really, really cool. As I said, I did try to do as much research as I could on the bike before coming out. But there's just so little, so if you do have information on the bike, just why it was made, who made it, you know, just kind of oddities like that would be nice to have. Like I said, I presume it's something similar to do with the Moto Compo, where it might have been sold along with a car, or to put in the back of a small camper or something along those lines, just because it is so unusually small, and it's not like a monkey bike. And it's definitely more in tone to a Moto Compo, which these days are fetching in around upwards of 3,500, €3,000 to €4,000 if you're going to get a really, really nice example. I believe the bars here are foldable in the back here. Take off this cap, you can fold the bars down so it'll fit in more snug. So I think that's it for the kind of more detailed view of the bike. So I'll get back on it now and ride back home. Alright, just to show you how light this thing is, I'm not even going to turn it with the bike. I'm going to just pick it up and turn it around like this. There we are. Perks of having a small little bike like this. But anyway, electric start as well. Anyway, what I did want to say though is we've just passed our 1,000 subscribers threshold. We're on about 1,140 now, I believe. Which is, I do want to thank you guys for all subscribing, but if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Also like and comment on the video. But what we're trying to do now over the next few weeks and months, where we think that the online presence will be even of more importance than it has been in the past, is to start upgrading our equipment. So our hardware here, I'm not particularly happy with the mic quality on this camera, on this the GoPro camera here, so I want that to be upgraded. Also the image quality of this camera also will be exchanged for a newer one. On top of that as well, I want to do higher quality on the camera phone that we use for the actual up close, so we'll be getting a new one for that as well, and maybe even a higher grade DSLR for exterior shots kind of going forward. Just because it's now April, late April, mid-April I would say, well 20th, so late April now. So I think with the current situation, I don't think it's going to surpass too quickly, and I reckon for the rest of the summer we'll kind of be in this kind of limbo mode, where even if our restrictions are lifted, we will have people who are, you know, still not willing to come out and really view bikes that they're not going to be certain on. So we're going to really put a precedence on videos, in-depth videos, more information in the videos, trying to get the best information out to you guys as we can, because it'll mean that you'll be able to buy your bike online like you buy everything else, buy your shoes or your tops and t-shirts, and that's still going to be a thing where I think now there's going to be more precedence put on that, to buy online, what a lot would say sight unseen, but I mean, if you look at our videos, we show you absolutely everything. Nearly no point in even coming out to see the bike. We ride the bike, we show in-depth detail of the exterior condition of the bike, its past and so on, and that's why I want to get a bit more detail into bikes as we come into the future here, and just invest a bit more into our hardware as we advance on into the coming months into this situation we're having. But that's it, that's the video, that's the Honda Squash. I think I've said everything I wanted to say. If you do have information on the bike, please leave it in the comment section below. Subscribe also as well if you did like it, and finally like the video also.